What if I told you that the most formidable match for Joe Goldberg, the one who matched his darkness, his passion, and his unpredictability, didn't have to die by his hand? Imagine an ending for Love Quinn that's even more haunting, more poetic, and arguably more true to her character than what unfolded on Netflix. Today, we're diving into the alternative ending for Love Quinn from the original Caroline Kepnes novels, a version that never made it to your screen, but just might change how you see both Love and Joe forever. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this. Before we get to the climax, let's rewind. In the Netflix series, Love Quinn's fate is sealed in a dramatic, slow-burn confrontation with Joe. But in the books, her story takes a very different path, one that's just as intense, but even more tragic in its own way. To understand how we get there, we need to look back at the end of Hidden Bodies, the second novel in the series. So, what really happened to Love Quinn in the books? After Joe's murderous secrets catch up with him, he's arrested for the deaths of Beck and Peach. But unlike the show, Joe isn't worried. He believes Love's wealthy family will save him, and he's right. They bail him out, but with one huge condition: Joe must disappear from Love's life forever. In exchange, he gets a hefty sum and a new start, but at the cost of never meeting his own son, who Love gives birth to while Joe is in prison. This separation is the first crack in their already fractured relationship. Joe, ever the chameleon, vanishes to Bainbridge Island, trying to start over. But old habits die hard. He's soon obsessed with a new woman, a librarian, falling back into his familiar patterns. Meanwhile, Love is left to raise their son alone, her life shaped by the absence of the man she once loved so fiercely. But Joe can't resist checking in on Love and their child from afar, watching their lives unfold on social media, haunted by what he's lost. The real twist comes when Love reaches out to Joe, luring him to a private meeting in Los Angeles. This is the first time they've been alone since his arrest. But this isn't a reunion, it's a reckoning. Love, driven by obsession and desperation, pulls a gun on Joe. Unlike the calculated, methodical Love we saw in the show, book Love acts on impulse. She fires, hitting Joe in the head. Believing she's killed the only man she's ever truly loved, Love turns the weapon on herself, ending her own life. But here's the kicker: Joe survives. Love dies thinking she's finally rid the world of Joe Goldberg, believing no one else will ever have him. In reality, Joe goes on, unchanged, leaving a trail of heartbreak and destruction in his wake. Let's pause for a moment. The Netflix series gave us a meticulously plotted, visually stunning finale, Love poisoning Joe, a haunting soundtrack, and a final twist that left viewers reeling. But the novel's ending is rawer, more impulsive, and arguably more fitting for Love's character. She's not the cold, calculating killer we see on screen. She's a woman driven by obsession, acting in the heat of the moment. Her demise isn't Joe's victory, it's the tragic result of her own inability to let go. So which ending is more true to Love Quinn? The show's version, where she tries to outsmart Joe and loses, or the books, where she's undone by her own obsession? In many ways, the book's ending feels more authentic to Love's impulsive nature. She was always the female counterpart to Joe, driven, passionate, but less calculating. Her final act is one of desperation, not design. Both endings underscore the same truth: Love and Joe were always two sides of the same coin, trapped in a cycle of obsession, violence, and dependency. But where Joe can move on, reinvent himself, and continue his dark journey, Love's story ends with her unable to imagine a life without him. It's a haunting, poetic conclusion that lingers long after the final page. Now, I want to hear from you. Which ending do you think is more fitting for Love Quinn, the cold, calculated demise in the Netflix series, or the impulsive, tragic end from the novels? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more breakdowns of you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you have your own theories or alternative endings, I'd love to hear them. Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you want more in-depth analysis of every season of You, check out the videos linked below. And remember, in the world of Joe Goldberg, nothing is ever as it seems. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep questioning the stories you think you know.